while the reports of the Commission of Inquiry into what was described as disturbances in the Gold Coast attributed the primary cause of the riot to the shooting incident on 28 February, the extensive testimony the Watson Commission took from our people showed that the contextual significance of these events was largely a fight against corruption. Of long-held and widespread frustration and disenchantment at corruption and abuse of power by the colonial government and European and Asian businesses organized as the Association of West African Merchants. The ex-soldiers were being dealt a very raw deal. At the commencement of the Second World War, the colonial government enticed them with promises of jobs and lucrative pensions after service in the army and participation in the war. So they were shipped off to fight in what is now Myanmar. Now, upon their return, and about 3 years after the end of the war, the colonial government had reneged, and it showed no inclination to make good the promises. Indeed, the governor, who had just assumed office 6 weeks prior to 28 February, totally misread the events of the day. He appeared to view the occurrences on 28 February as an unprovoked challenge to his authority, because he had assumed that the protests had been organized by local politicians. His reaction was then to imprison 6 of the prominent politicians. The ex-soldiers were not unique in their agitation. This is what the governor did not realize. The general population was highly disenchanted with its state of affairs. There had been widespread protests before 28 February against low wages, abusive working conditions, and undue hardship propelled by the insensitivity of the colonial government and the corrupt practices of the Association of West African Merchants, which included price fixation, price gouging, and conditional sales. The testimony collected by the Watson Commission showed that the association, which controlled the import and export market, was sometimes making as much as 75% profit on each commodity sold. Indeed, so pervasively corrupt were their activities that the acronym of the association, AWAM, became synonymous with unfair, corrupt, and fictitious practices and conduct. So when you're watching a movie and you go, oh, this is AWAM, you should know where it is coming from. This was our state as we stood on the brink of independence. We fought grand corruption perpetrated against us by foreigners. Maybe we inherently loathed corruption. I'm talking in the past tense. Maybe we engaged in that struggle because it directly affected our income levels and livelihoods. Of course, if someone is price gouging to 75% abnormal profit, you would rebound on it. Maybe it was both. The point is that we did fight. A good fight, it was too. 9 years later, we became independent. Then we took over our own affairs. And here we are. In politics and business, we became masters of our own destiny. What did we do? Need I tell you? We descended into the fray. Now we were in charge. Since then, we have been unable to put a secure lid on the cauldron of corruption, and our efforts appear to be disappearing acts. Indeed, as my brother Senor alluded to, every government we have had cited corruption in its predecessor government.